Hi everybody, today's career short is going to talk about graduate school. So if you've ever been thinking about graduate school, this career short is for you, and stay tuned. There are some things that you want to consider when thinking about graduate school, and the number one thing is your why. Why do you need to go to graduate school? Why do you want to go to graduate school? What are things that you're hoping to get out of that and knowledge that you're hoping to gain? So you want to really sit down with yourself and figure out what that why is in regards to graduate school. You'll want to do some research on the program offerings, on the institutions that might be offering, what types of programs they offer, what types of courses they offer, what types of experiential learning you might be able to do while you are there at graduate school. So, who are the faculty? What kinds of research is happening? There are lots of questions that you should ask when you are yourself when you're doing this research for finding out which graduate school is best for you and which program is best for you. The next thing you'll want to do, and you'll figure out this in your research, is what are the admissions requirements? What kind of testing is required? We'll go through a couple different tests that you may have to take depending on which way you want to go for graduate school and which programs you want to partake in after your time here at Marian University. You'll want to also start to think about letters of recommendation and who might serve as the writers of those for you, for your application. You could think about an undergraduate professor, maybe a supervisor at your place of employment, maybe academic advisor, coach, all of those people that can speak highly of you and speak to your positive attributes and how you will be a successful graduate student. Those are the people that you should start to think about. You want to make sure that you give them plenty of time to be able to write a good letter of recommendation. And you also want to make sure that you give them the material that they need to be able to write that great letter for you. That could be your resume, that could be your CV, that could be any kind of extra things that you have done so that they can write a really good letter for you. You'll want to also start to think about writing your personal statement, which we are going to do a career short just on personal statements because that seems to be a hang up with some students. And so we will do a career short on writing personal statements. So stay tuned for that. You want to figure out how you're going to finance your graduate school. Do the programs have assistantships, fellowships, other types of scholarships? Are there grants available out there for you, or do you need to take out any kind of loans for your graduate school? Some tips and things that will help you make your decisions and solidify where you want to go for graduate school, and if you even want to go to graduate school. Do your research on the programs and institutions. Make sure that you're looking at the cost, the location, the courses that you'll have to take, comparing and contrasting different programs based on what you determined was your why for going to graduate school. Give yourself plenty of time to prepare for your applications. Typically, you'll want to submit those your senior year in the fall, and you should start to hear back from places in the spring. Make sure that you spend plenty of time studying for those entrance exams. If you're taking the time to do all of these things for graduate school and you really want to go to graduate school, you'll take the time and study for those entrance exams. Have a plan. I would start to take those sometime in your junior year so that you have time, if you didn't do so well, to be able to retake those entrance exams. And then really look at what is missing from your experience that will make you a well-rounded candidate. So do you need some more volunteer experience? Do you need to step up somewhere and gain some leadership experience? Do you need some additional work experience? What is missing from your resume and from your experience that will make you a good holistic candidate for graduate school? And then seek out those experiences during your junior and senior year so that you can continue to add to all of the great things that you're doing. The different types of entrance exams are going to depend on what route you want to take with graduate school. The GMAT is the Graduate Management Admissions Test, typically business MBA type programs. The GRE is the Graduate Record Examination. Sometimes you'll see that schools will take the GMAT or your GRE scores, but you just really want to make sure which one is the best option for you depending on what you want to do. Each of these exams have different sections with different scores and what scores are good versus what scores are great, what scores are your schools looking for. You want to make sure that in your research you write that down somewhere and know kind of what you should be shooting for with your scores for these exams. The MCAT is the Medical College Admissions Test. So if you're going into medical school or a pre-med kind of program, you'll want to make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to study for those 4 sections. And the LSAT is the Law School Admissions Test. So if that is the route that you are going to take, there's information on that as well. You can study online. There's lots of online programs that you can pay for a fee to help you study. There's books that you can get out from the library. There's books that you can buy online. Other students may have study guides that you can ask for some of those study guides, but you want to make sure that you have a plan of action on how to study for these exams. And we are always here to help and to provide guidance to you on these types of things and sit down with you and have those conversations about your why and what you're looking for and help you flesh out some of these things to make the best decision possible for your future. So visit us online for more resources at www.marian.edu/exchange,